why you should buy a Jeep Gladiator. Well, good morning everybody. How are you today? Pretty good here. So why should you buy a Jeep Gladiator? You know, way back when these first came out, I took a look and I kind of went, it's not really for me. But then I saw one up close, thanks to my mother, and I fell in love with it, man. It is an awesome looking truck, and that's the first reason why. It is awesome looking. It is unique. What other truck is there out on the road that looks like the Jeep Gladiator? Nothing. All the other trucks are pretty much cookie cutter trucks, right? I mean, they're all generally the same, but nothing looks like the Jeep Gladiator. It's unique, and I find, interestingly, that people either love them or they hate them. I gotta say, I was kind of on the other side before I actually experienced one in person. And do yourself a favor, check them out in person, because I'm willing to bet that once you see one up close, you're gonna fall in love with it just like I did. Next up, ride quality and comfort. You know, this truck is just amazing to me. It doesn't feel like a truck. It really feels like a posh SUV. You know, and no, it's not just an SUV with a bed on the back. It's highly capable, towing wise, hauling capacity wise. It's class leading. But the ride quality and comfort in this truck is just amazing. Let's take a look inside. Now, you can see here in the front, got some nice posh seats, a little bit of bolstering here on the sides, a little bit on the edges. Not too much though. You have to be careful when you wish for bolstering, right? I had driven, I believe it was the Civic Type R, and it had some heavy bolstering in it. And for good reason. I mean, you're supposed to run around a track really, really fast in that car, right? And obviously, you don't want to be flipping all over the place in your seat. Well, you're not going to be doing that probably with the Jeep Gladiator, although it could. So the bolstering in it is just right, keeps you in your seat, holds you well enough that you feel like you're not just sitting on something flat here, but not overbearing. The seats are very, very comfortable. Everything in here from an ergonomic standpoint is within reach. You're never going to have to feel like you can't get to something in here. Love that. As far as the back seat goes, plenty of space back here. Lots of room in between the rear seat and the driver's front seat and the passenger front seats. This is where I keep my seat. I'm 5'9.5", and you can see plenty of space in here. Gotta say, much better than what is in my Toyota Tacoma over there. Just saying. And back to comfort, you know, we took this truck on a long distance trip. My wife and I drove it from extreme South Texas up to northern, middle Colorado. About a 19-hour trip one way. And I gotta say, we were both amazed at how comfortable this was. I would put it in the same class as the comfort that the Toyota Tundra has. I've also taken that truck on a long distance trip. Not a lot of difference. This was just as nice. Not as big on the inside, granted, but still just as comfortable as that gigantic gas-sucking Toyota Tundra was. Next up is ride quality. You know, I mentioned this in the beginning a little bit. It rides so smooth. It feels just like you're gliding along, right? It's amazing to me how they've got this thing set up. I don't know if it's because it has the longer wheelbase. I don't know if they're using some kind of special secret shock or something. But I gotta say, it is very comfortable. Just kind of glides across the road. Recently, I drove the Gladiator Mojave, and I gotta say that is even a little bit more comfortable. That thing just glides over bumps. You hardly know they're there. It's not like you're gonna miss them, but man, is it smooth. Power. We gotta talk about power. I've mentioned this so many times on the channel about the Jeep Gladiator. They've got this thing set up awesomely. It has plenty of power. You're never lacking. And you know, I had again a real great test of that when we took this truck from here to Colorado. Never had any troubles getting around people when I needed to on the freeways. You know, when you're driving down the freeway or even those back roads, somebody gets ahead of you like a tractor and you need to punch it. I mean, let's face it, when you're going to get around somebody on a tight road, you need to get around them quickly, right? The Jeep takes off, man. It hits as soon as you push that accelerator. I've also noticed, maybe I'm developing a little bit of a lead foot, I don't know, but from stoplights, when I take off, and I'm not trying, I'm not looking to race the guy beside me, you know, that Toyota Prius or something, but I'm gone. When the light turns, I am ahead, and I think that's because it's just so responsive. The power delivery and mating between the motor and the transmission in this truck is spot on. It is an 8-speed. I think the 8-speed is the way to go. If anybody else out there is listening, you other manufacturers, you need an 8-speed transmission. The Tacoma back there, if you're going to have an automatic, you need an 8-speed transmission. It is just the perfect marrying between the motor and the road. It is awesome. Next up, and this is really important to me, it is a blast to drive. You know, I really hate to get into vehicles that I don't want to get into, you know, that I know they're going to be underpowered, they're going to be rough, they're not going to handle well. I don't have any of those problems with the Jeep Gladiator. It is a blast to drive. I look forward to getting into the driver's seat every time I need to go somewhere. Sometimes I make up trips, or I go longer, you know. You'll find yourself taking the longest route when you're driving the Jeep Gladiator because, frankly, you just don't want to get out of it. It is a blast to drive. Last up, you can go completely topless if you want to. Now, full disclosure, I haven't gone completely topless in my Jeep Gladiator. I do put back the Sunrider soft top that I have, that which you can see right here. I did replace the Freedom panels with this top only because you can just unhook it and throw it right back. I love the flexibility of being able to do that. Nothing wrong with the Freedom panels. They are a bit bulky to take out. You can just throw them in the back of your truck. They do give you a case to put those in. They're heavy enough, they're not going to blow out. You could throw them in the back seat if you want. But either way, you can go completely topless in the Jeep Gladiator. You can take the front Freedom panels off if you don't have the Sunrider like I do. And you can remove the back. To remove the back, it is a two-person job. It can be done with one if you're really strong, but it is a two-man job, I must say, only because it's bulky, it's awkward to take off. But once you do, you have a fully open topless truck. What other truck is there on the market, I guess, except for the upcoming Bronco, which isn't really a truck. I'm not sure exactly what that really is. I think they want to be a Jeep Wrangler. But anyway, other than that Bronco that's coming out, there is no other fully topless truck on the road. I love it. It is awesome. Anyway, just a few reasons why you should buy a Jeep Gladiator. I think they're fantastic. One of my top 3 favorites. That'd be 3 favorites ever. Love it. Anyway, leave a comment down below if you've got yourself a Jeep Gladiator. What are you thinking of it? Have you fallen in love with it? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, if you're interested, check out my other channel. It's all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma back there. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.